Hey everybody, here in February, we're not accustomed to having hot weather this early in the season, but that's just exactly what's happened here in Southern California yesterday. We had temperatures rise above 95 degrees, which is very, very rare. And because of that heat, some of our tulips have been badly burned and took a huge hit, which is very, very disappointing to see, especially since, I look forward to this. We look forward to this every year as part of our family tradition. But there are some flowers or tulips that have done better than others based on where they've been placed. But even here in Southern California, where we are pretty mild all year long and have green and blooms even in the wintertime, we can have big disappointments. And I know that a lot of you understand what that's like, depending on weather and how sometimes certain things happen that take out our beautiful prized possession in our yard. But there's always something to learn, and we can always look forward to the future because our gardens are always evolving. So join me today while I take you around to show you some of these tulips that aren't doing so well and some that are still hanging on, and talk about what the plans are for the spring and then into the summer. Stick around, I have a lot to share. So tulips do typically pretty well with us, as long as we don't have a deluge of water that really kind of soaks the soil where they don't drain very well, or if we have this kind of heat that zaps them. They do really well because February typically is in the 60s, and that's really the ideal weather for these beautiful flowers. They aren't really made for the intense heat of a desert, and so of course they burn. But over the years, we've had some beautiful flowers, and they've been an absolute joy to make part of our family tradition every year. This Gemini mix is really, really beautiful. It's very Eastery, very spring-like. I love the combination of some of those blooms that have the purple edging with the white tulip. And then these are even a bicolored tulip. These beautiful light kind of baby pink petals that fade to a white at the bottom are absolutely gorgeous. And so, it's extremely disappointing to see them burned, and even in this bed. And the one thing that I was going to talk about is here back at the back wall, they're in the shade a lot longer than the bed in my opening of the video. That bed is in the sun all day long, and so when we have the intense heat like we did, man, they cook all day and they don't get any kind of reprieve. This bed, on the other hand, has a little bit of reprieve. Like right now, it's right about 11 o'clock. And so they're still in the shade. They're about ready to go in the sun. But then even though they're in the sun for pretty much 4 or 5 hours, when the sun goes over the house, then we get this shade over here again on this side. And the beds that are on the side here never really get a break. So you can really tell that the temperatures are too hot if you notice this happening with your tulips. If you notice that those petals are dropping, or if you see the scorching that happens on the edges of the petals, it's really, really a good sign that it's just way too hot for your area. And typically we don't know what we're going to have here, but like that shortened bloom time where they just open and then in 2 days or maybe even a day and a half they start to drop their blooms, that is a good sign that it's way, way too hot for your flowers. Even in the same bed, like in this one back here, you can tell that not everything responded in the same way. Some of the blooms are doing okay, and then some of the other blooms still look like they're pretty fresh. And I think that really has to do with when they've opened. If they just opened yesterday, they were less likely to get burnt. And then if they have been open for a number of days, then that age on the bloom really kind of causes havoc. So now let's focus on some things that have gone really well, even though we had those losses in the backyard, because I think it's really important to focus on them. Look at these beautiful colors when they're all together. Even though some of them did get burned a little bit, this combination is one of my favorites. And I'm going to show you a little bit of footage when these first started opening. And planting so many tulips really did kind of ensure that we had some kind of success in the yard, because luckily that one day of intense heat didn't wipe out the entire garden. And partly that's due to the fact that this gets a lot more shade throughout the morning time, and then we have that sun in the afternoon. And I think because it wasn't in the sun all day long, they tended to survive, and that was so great to see. Look at these tulips that have held up so well. They have the strong stems. A lot of them are really, really sturdy. The beautiful color combination is really kind of like, evident throughout. One thing that I did want to reflect on is when you do mass plantings like this, and you have tulips that are a little bit more pastel in color, from a distance, they don't show up as well. When you get up close, of course, they're absolutely beautiful, and they do look beautiful from afar. But tulips that are more bold in color, like yellows or like hot pinks, really do show up from afar. And that's kind of cool to think about. I mean, I love this, and I would definitely plant this again, but we've had some tulips in the past that really kind of shine from a distance. Sometimes we have plans for our garden of things that we want to plant, and then God has a different idea for what he wants to teach us. And this definitely was a teachable moment for me. I had to humble myself and just kind of pick myself up and be like, you know what, this is okay, and you're not alone. So I'd like to invite you to kind of share with everybody what are some of those losses, either due to the weather or some other things that have been unforeseen in your planning process. So I'm thinking forward, and I'm going to plant some new varieties from proven winners this year, the Supertunia Vista Cool Jazz, and then also the Superbena Cobalt. I think that kind of will keep with this really nice, cool pastel look, and it will create a really nice pattern of layered height in blooms with the roses. When they come back, they'll be up here blooming, as you've probably seen if you watched my videos in the past. They are absolutely beautiful. These are white iceberg roses, and then to have that blanket of color along the bottom will kind of take off where these leave off. Yes, they're temporary, but we can continue that look with just different blooms in form of annuals in the near future. So I'm really looking forward to that. So, thinking forward, planning ahead, if something doesn't work out, thinking how you could replace with something that might work out better is really good therapy for, those moments when it's like, darn it, it didn't work out. What can we do in the future? And that's exciting. And that's a good mindset to have for sure, because the sky's the limit. We just got to try it out to get there. So here's my bigger reflection. If your garden did not perform well like you wanted it to, and it was out of your control, you're not alone. Obviously, we all go through these kind of things, but it's important to kind of put your mind on those things that are still doing really well, and to focus on the positives and the wins that you will always have in the yard. It's so easy to want to throw in the towel, but if you love gardening, keep going. That's what you need to do, and you can get better and better every time you do that. And so through this process, I had to be okay with the idea of, yes, when I plant tulips here in Southern California, we can have heat that can wipe them out, and luckily it didn't wipe them all out. But we did lose some, and I have to be okay with that, because it's just the nature of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to plant them in an area that typically doesn't see tulips, because it is such a novelty. It's kind of a great tradition to have. But I have to also be okay with the idea and really realize that things can happen that will cause them not to do their very best. One, too much water off of the eaves, like I've said before, or two, the intense heat when they start to bloom. And I have to just look at those things and just decide, what, is it worth keeping this tradition alive? And I think, yep, it is. And as long as I understand that there is some risk, it's okay. And that's what we do in our yard. We try new things, we take risks, and we keep on going no matter what. So many beautiful things to have in your yard, so many different things that you may want to try that you haven't tried before. My idea for you is to keep on going, keep on trying things, because you never know what you can achieve unless you try them out first. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoy seeing the ups and downs of growing tulips here in Southern California, and seeing some of those losses that I've had to deal with, but also realizing it's a garden and it's supposed to be a great place, and it's okay to keep trying things even when it doesn't work out. Until next time, everybody, have a great day, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.